So we'll bring in tonight's featured artist. It's Mr. Jack Broza from New York City, Manhattan. He actually gave me his address earlier, so I'll put it in the description down below, and then you guys can go knock on his door. It's apartment what B, right? Okay, that's what I thought. So Jack, how you doing, man? So this is your chance to kind of give your elevator pitch. If I was walking down the street and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Jack Broza! What do you do?" Give us a little spiel about who you are and what you're doing, and then we're gonna take a listen to Lifeline.
For sure, yeah. My name's Jax Broza. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be here. I am a guitarist, songwriter, composer, and I come from a family of musicians. I'm a third-generation musician. Grew up with a piano player, composer. My grandfather is also
Very cool.
composer, arranger, piano player. And these days, I'm primarily focused on songwriting and working on both the songwriting and the production of trying to make some challenging music with accessible lyrics, I guess, is a quick way.
Cool. So give us a quick little summary of Lifeline, then we'll come right back.
Sure. Lifeline is the last track, the fourth of 4 tracks off of an EP I just put out called Not That Deep. The whole EP runs continuously, so I encourage everyone to check out the whole thing because it sort of falls into one larger piece. It is a song that features my friend Griffin Brown on vocals, and some of my vocals as well. And it's pretty murky and sad, but also I think intriguing and sort of explosive. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
Cool. So as soon as Rob puts some pants on, we'll go ahead and check out Lifeline. We'll be right back.
What's up, Jack? Yeah, this was very unique song here, man. I mean, we were talking before the show just about how you kind of created that effect with sampling classic guitar parts. And the thing I didn't tell you, though, I was getting a feeling of like ancient Far East. I don't know if that was running through your brain at any moment, but I don't know. Is that kind of off the wall, or what were you?
I understand what you're saying. I have a friend who I play with and he's played the song live before, who described it as like the inside of a potion shop. So I understand it evoking a sort of
okay.
It certainly wasn't in my head when I was making it. As I was saying to you, is sort of an improvisational process, or trying to produce very quickly by just throwing things through different effects and resampling things, almost to remove the thought process from it to a certain extent. So there's an aspect to that sort of sound world where it's a little bit mysterious to me. Like I have it programmed now, and I've made it from scratch, but it kind of just sort of fell into being through some various strokes of good
Well, I mean, sticking with the mysterious theme here, I mean, almost from a philosophical standpoint with the song, it's unique. It throws you off guard. It questions, questions pop in your head. What's going on here? How is this going to resolve? What's the deal? What's the story? Similar feelings you might feel if you basically see a past friend just, pass away or something, and you look at their social media feed and all of a sudden they're gone, and it's like, wait, what happened? It's like, and it's like a similar kind of struggle in your brain just to kind of, balance that. Is that?
Yeah. I certainly think there's a darkness and something that's hard to grapple with about both the lyrics, which, as you mentioned, the opening line is "best friend died." It's all there in the Instagram archives. I think on the flip side of that, one thing that I think happens on different moments in this same EP and on this song is there's a certain, I hope, murkiness or complex sort of atmosphericness to the music, the instrumental parts. It sort of swirls around you in this immersive way, and then the lyric in this case I find quite direct. I mean, it is about something that can be confusing and tragic, but it also is very frankly put. So that was one thing that I was thinking about in making it, is sort of that contrast of like complete murkiness and then a line that like couldn't be more direct.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, I want to touch on your background a bit. A very impressive education background. So, you went to Yale University, and it seems like you've done, I guess, a lot there, just with different events and different, documentaries, and I don't know. It's pretty cool. But one thing that jumped out to me was you also studied Afro-Cuban music while living in Havana. So when did that? Was that after college or?
I made 2 trips, one during and one for quite a few months after. Which was a wonderful, wonderful time. I was super lucky to be able to go. I studied tres, which is this instrument. It's a Cuban instrument. There's also versions of it that you hear in other parts of the Caribbean, which is super cool. I encourage everyone to check out sort of traditional tres playing and some hip contemporary tres playing. It's pretty similar to guitar, as you can see, but sort of its own beast to learn. And just, I did a oral history project while I was there that was somewhat more academic and interviewing people, but I was also just learning about rhythms and listening to a ton of music. And it's a place that's very close to my heart still.
I'm doing a quick Google search on Ry Cooder. I don't know if you've ever
for sure.
studied him, but there it is, the Buena Vista Social Club. I don't know if you ever saw that documentary, but that was what it was about. He was kind of traveling all over the world, mostly like South America, I believe, and Cuba, and having all these different musicians with these very obscure instruments, all based around the guitar. And I think he won a Grammy for that album. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I was kind of reading your story here. It's just a cool way to kind of broaden the horizons, as a songwriter and a producer, and get kind of dip your toe into the world genre rather than just, what most people are used to in the US, just like blues, rock, folk, and stuff like that. But is that kind of your mission moving forward, I guess?
You mean to
continue doing that stuff? Like, like traveling to different countries and, feeling the culture.
It's super eye-opening, and I think there's an aspect of it too where you feel like you're learning all this music that's you didn't know about, and it's completely new and it feels so different. There's another aspect to it where you learn the origins of things that you're familiar with. I mean, so much American music is inspired by Cuban music. There's a back and forth influence, obviously. And so I think both can happen, of like, discovering things that are totally can feel sort of foreign to you. And on the flip side is you have these aha moments of, wow, like, this is a rhythm that I hear and this is where it comes from. And I think music history and sort of ethnomusicology and those type of topics have become an important part of how I think about music. Like I want to know those types of things now.
Yeah.
When I'm hearing a record, I want to know why, something might sound like it is, what the influences are, what the,
Right.
who invented that,
Okay, so it sounds like you're teaching music and at, I believe it's Ocean Hill.
Yeah, I teach at
okay.
a school in Brooklyn. Not quite ethnomusicology topics. I teach 7th and 8th graders, but super rewarding as well. And I love teaching in various capacities. I teach, adults.
All right. So what's this whole, I've asked every artist the past year, how have you, just the effect the pandemic has had on your life and career and how you've kind of adapted to it, maybe how it's kind of pushed you down a different path.
Yeah. Right. I make music. I've long made music pretty individually in that I love to produce things and I'm a big sort of music software person. And so a lot of this record that I've been mentioning, Not That Deep, I made while traveling, some of it in Cuba, some of it in other places from a laptop, and then finished producing on my own. I would add other musicians to it, but it's a pretty individual process. And right in the months leading up to the pandemic, I had put a group together. We were performing this live, and I was getting really excited about not only gigging around with the music and creating live versions of this repertoire, but also just sort of shifting to a more collaborative way of writing and, bringing in drafts to people in real life and having that be sort of the base of the songs they made. And then obviously that became not possible all of a sudden. And so I think I reverted even farther to the thing that I had only just momentarily been thinking, okay, maybe this will no longer be the main aspect of my process. And because obviously I had spent certain time, making nothing. I think everyone went through some creative, not so creative periods during the past year, but there was also a lot of times where I was making a lot of things quickly, but very individualistically. So, just in the past few months, as I've been able to play with more people, I feel like I've been able to emerge from that. And I'm thankful for both. There's a lot of things that have come out of the past year. I've written a lot of stuff that I like, but it's nice to be reminded now that I'm able to improvise with people again that how much that meant to me and means to me now.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. So website, jackbroza.com is Broza. And are you active on social media? Is there any platform that you use more than others?
Yeah, find me on Instagram, and then obviously Spotify and Bandcamp and all those good things. Jack Broza, Broza, like you said.
Awesome, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. We'll be keeping an eye on your stuff for sure.
Congrats on over 200 episodes. Pretty amazing.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Jack.